I like it.
Another another day, another thought. Welcome on to another edition of the Double Thought Show. Hey, we hope everyone's doing great. As you guys know, I'm RJ here together with my co-host KR. KR, what's up, man?
I'm doing great with 18%.
Awesome, awesome.
On top of that.
Hey, you're gonna catch that joke later on, guys. Thanks for everyone that's checking out this show. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. We see that we have a lot of recurring subscribers, recurring viewers who are not subscribed. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel because it helps us reach our goals, our goal of getting monetized. Uh, Comment as well your thoughts and opinions. Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button and share the video with your friends, family, and of course your enemies. We have a good one for you today, so stay tuned and enjoy today's show.
Where do we begin?
Yes, guys. In today's show, we're going to be talking about unusual business models, aka business models that will fail, aka stupid people that get it. No, I'm just kidding. Well, we're going to talk about these business models that are very special. Very special. I've never seen this business model until we covered this on this show. So guys, let's take a look at these business
Yes.
models and chime in. Let us know in
Yes.
the comments what you think about these business models. RJ.
Yeah. Before you proceed, guys, remember that we're talking about businesses in a capitalistic society. We're going to look at examples of two capitalistic countries. And of course, with capitalism, the opposite of capitalism is socialism. And the one believes that those are two extremes. The one believes in a capitalistic system. The theory is that if you work hard and you work harder and smarter than the other person, twice as smart and twice as hard, technically speaking, you would end up with twice as much as the other person. And so that system is focused on incentives, and a socialistic system is focused on division of or distribution of goods and assets. So if we have 100 apples and we have 100 people, everyone gets an apple, whether they contributed to the in the garden or not. Everyone gets an apple. Why is this important, guys? Stay tuned and find out.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, at
Okay.
least you can try to distribute that first.
KR. I mean, we're gonna get into the stories in a bit, man. But it just goes to show you how well you use the word at the beginning. You use the word stupid. I don't know if I don't like. I personally don't like using that word. Um,
Special. Yeah,
you
special.
have to be. You have to be very ignorant. I feel like that's a better. It sounds worse, but it's a better. It's better
Ignorant
suited to what we're.
of the environment or ignorant internally, what's it?
I mean, as within, so without, man. That's 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 as as within, so without. I'm telling
Hey,
you,
hey,
man.
hey, wait a second. Say something about a disclaimer.
Yeah,
Say something about a
yeah.
disclaimer before we continue.
Before, yeah. Hey guys, before we proceed, remember that we have a disclaimer in the comment section. Basically, it comes down to the following: we're here to provide entertainment. In this show, we analyze popular topics and subjects and stories with the purpose of providing entertainment. We're not your gurus, we don't know anything. So if you require assistance in a particular area in your life, for example, business advice, for example, Please do not. Please do not uh,
Please
refer to the double thought show.
don't look at us. Don't look at us, guys, and don't look at those people as well. Don't look at them.
Don't
Look,
don't look.
look down. Look down. Oh my god. Hey, 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 man.
Bora! Hora do show!
Guys, guys, get it together. Oh, yeah. So, like I said, we're going to talk about special business model, and we're gonna start with a coffee shop, an anti-capitalist coffee shop situated in the beautiful city of Toronto. 666. That's a Drake reference. Anyway, reference. Anyway, so we're talking about the great city of Toronto and its great coffee shop that's anti-capitalist. As you can see in this article, it says that the shop in which customers were pay what you can shutters. After a year, they basically failed to make enough money. And the owner slammed cops as pigs and laid queen as parasite. I don't care about that part. Let's take a look at the Anarchist. This is their website. Guys, if you like free coffee, okay. Don't do that. Don't do them dirty, man. Pay 50 cents. Pay 50
Yo,
cents. You give them something back.
yo, they did themselves dirty.
On the
Man.
cup. Pay for the cup. You're renting the cup. Anyway, guys, this is the Anarchist. Don't come for us, by the way. Don't come for us. We're just it's entertainment, guys. It's an interesting business model,
To say the least.
to say the least. If you look at their website, they have a FAQ, and the FAQ basically there are a couple of frequently asked questions. Are you hiring? Of course, they're not hiring. They don't have the money to hire. Is this a, a cafe wheelchair accessible? Of course, it is. And then they talk about prices. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I'm not showing. I'm not showing you guys. Stupid. I should share.
Not stupid.
I should distribute.
Not stupid.
I should distribute this
Ignorant.
things. I should share with you guys. Of course. I was keeping the information to myself. This is the this is the website of the Anarchist. Just insert what I said before about giving them 50 cents because I was scrolling down while I was making this joke. But the FAQ, there are a couple of frequently asked questions. Are you hiring? Can I apply? Like I said, unfortunately, not able to hire. Coffee virtual accessible. And then they go to why are your prices so high? Let's see why the prices are so high.
Are you serious?
Too long, didn't read.
Is that's like
Look at this.
I mean you probably couldn't.
He tells a whole story about his past as working in the business, the drip coffee, and it not being accessible for people, and also businesses not making money in their first 2 years. One of the issues with a lot of my pay what you can oriented ideas is that the more money people have, the less they're willing to pay. This is literally what he says. This is literally what he says. I thought that was a really interesting concept. One of the issues with a lot of my pay what you can oriented ideas is that the more people have, the less they're willing to pay. I get people in designer suits paying $1 for a coffee, and unhoused people are trying to give me $10. Well, I guess the unhoused one should be a customer.
They
If you
said,
run a bit, we have a show about customers, by the way, how to understand your customer. But the thing is, where you start having the pay what you can business model, you also get leeches.
yeah,
You have to minimize the leeches and maximize the, I guess, the unhoused in this case. But
yeah,
yeah, RJ.
yeah, it's well, they say the rich are rich because they live as if they're poor, and the poor are poor because they live as if they're rich. The question is,
Is that a thought to me?
was that
That I'm living in my mama's basement?
no, the question is, was that coffee worth $10? Maybe it wasn't worth $1, but was it worth $10?
Usually it's somewhere in between. It's not. It's not.
So it does seem like he's he is very emotional in his motivation. First of all, an FAQ, the FAQs needs to be straightforward, right?
Keep it simple, guy. Keep it simple. Say 3 words. Say 3 words, man, and just keep it pushing. He has somewhere here. I think I saw it. I think I saw it here. He has a part. Oh yeah, this is it. He has also a question. There are a couple of other questions.
Are we supposed to see it? Because you're not sharing it.
Yes, now I'm sharing. This is the thing. This is the thing. This is the ongoing thing with this show. I need to learn how to share with you guys.
Capitalistic pig.
White rich. Are you trying to identify me as white? No, just
Uh,
anyway, guys. This is just a joke, of course. Where did you get the investment capital from it to start business? To start a business, I didn't. Pop Coffee Works, who are my house roasters, landowners, and coffee, extremely generous offered to let me take the pre-existing cafe for 6 months for free. After that, I'll be paying them a very discounted rent. Without their incredible anti-capitalist generosity, the cafe would never have happened.
no, continue because the worst is yet to come.
Oh, I'm not pausing. I'm pausing so you
Okay,
guys can
I mean, I
let
saw.
that
Oh
sink in.
man, I saw some.
Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Where was I? Without the yeah, this is this. Yeah, without their incredible anti-capitalistic generosity, the cafe would have never happened, and I would have never have been able to afford to start my own business without selling my soul to make some sketchy investors to some sketchy investors. So all I had to pay for at the start was anything I wanted to sell, and the internet and utilities. Even that was a lot more money than I had. But with the magic of
Oh my
credit
God.
card debt,
Oh my God.
I was able to get the ball rolling and have gradually been adding to the shop as things sell.
This guy, this guy had no business running a company, man.
Wait a second. Well, wait a second.
Come on.
Wait a second. Wait a second. We are an anti-capitalist. You're an anti-capitalist, and you're using a credit card.
No, the magic.
What-
What did he call it? The miracle of,
the
and
magic
this
of the credit card debt.
exactly. Not so. If he was, he's so
What
ignorant.
he should have done is start standing in line for the bread.
If
Having
he,
people stand in line and get the refilling of a socialist.
I- I- so he's showing that he's so financially ignorant. I don't know the person personally, but financially ignorant to believe that you can use that. I mean, you have a business model that is something pretty. I mean, it's a pretty new concept,
It's a risky concept.
risky, but also a new concept. So you're gonna test it out with that without even knowing whether or not the business model is profitable.
Well, even if he wanted to have investors, they put wouldn't invest in it because it's doomed to fail
Yeah.
or to become a non-profit organization. And investors hate non-profits, or at least when you're investing a couple of hundred grands. And he also has as a not a question, oh, another business owned by a rich white guy. Oh, wait a second. Let me go to the last one. But how can you be anti capitalist if you sell things? LOL. Let's see the rich white guy answer. Well, not a question. This is criticism. This criticism is at least partially a valid reaction to the imperfect media coverage I've received so far. It would be one of my first reactions if I heard about the business. However, the first thing I would do about the reaction, which doesn't seem to have crossed some people's minds, would be to ask the questions or a question or visit the place to make up my own mind. I'm definitely not rich. I come from a working class background, although my dad
Oh my God.
eventually selling his soul to teach at a private school did give me some middle class privilege.
KR, it's like they want to stay down, man. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand. I understand exactly what you're trying to say. People usually try to stay down to build up.
It's
they,
but he's trying to get back down. So the dad worked from public to private school, probably to give his son a better life, and he's trying to get back. Now he's doing a pretty good job at that, so I have to give him that. But what are we talking about?
have been a server my entire adult life, and even my highest paying job didn't pay a living wage. I'm a white cisgender queer man. When I used to
Stop.
we continue. When I used to daydream about opening my own cafe, the idea was always left a bad taste in my mouth because I also feel that the world doesn't need more things owned by people at my particular intersection of privileges. What?
Listen, KR, what that's the whole problem. What it doesn't matter what age you are, what sex you are, what you identify as. Business, no one. We talked about this in a previous show. No one we talked about in the on the science show. You can share things with people, but sometimes you need people will may
One thing at a
express.
time. Yo,
Yeah, yeah,
hold on. You're getting too
yeah,
excited.
yeah. But you need to let me. Oh yeah. So let me just give me the space.
I gave you this.
You want to. You want to. You want to. Um. Yeah. Yeah. You want to s- do business. Your
Mhm.
whole business is coffee. This person has clearly has some mental uh, health issues that he needs to solve. This is not a joke. I'm serious. Why do I say that? His answers are all defensive. It's clear that he has a low self-esteem. Why? It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter what in business. So I'm talking in business, not personally, but in business. No one cares about you. They might express sympathy towards you, but no one cares about you. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that people just they we like to say, "Oh, you're going through that. Oh, that's so hard." Oh, or they would say, "Oh, that's so good. You're such a good fighter. You never give up." But at the end of the day, you have to deal with your own things. You have to deal with your own problem, and we talked about it in the Adinsaya uh, show. This person started a organization. It's not even a company. I cannot call it a company. But organization seems more like a foundation that sells coffee in a capitalistic system. But everything he's saying relates more to a socialistic, it has more socialistic um, values and principles. There are certain socialistic countries that are perfect for that business model. Venezuela is the first one that comes to mind. If you if you do that in the United States, everyone,
Oh no.
yeah, it's
Wrong one. Did it wrong.
yeah. If you do that in the United States,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
if you
kidding.
do that in the United States or in Canada or any other capitalistic country, you're basically setting yourself up for failure. This guy is trying to. It seems like I don't know if you see it like that, but it seems like he's trying to use his personality, maybe his like ability to convince people to like him, so they would buy from him. Would that be a fair assessment? Because all his answers aren't factual. He doesn't say anything about the ambiance. He doesn't say anything about the quality of the coffee. He just talks about it's a blog, KR. It's called FAQ. It's called it's called
Oh, you better
FAQ.
write a blog if you have a crazy business model. You have to explain why you have a crazy business model, right?
You understand what I'm saying? He has a
But I
blog.
understand what you're saying. But the thing is this. So I do think I understand what he's trying to say, and I think you hit it earlier on the head. Some people want to just stay down. So he classifies himself as cis white gender man, queer man as well. He also says clearly that he's privileged. So he's trying to remove the privilege. It's like when you bait yourself in something else to remove the privilege. It seems like what he's doing right now. So basically, he's trying to remove all the privilege and putting himself in a disadvantaged situation. That's what I think it seems like it. So because he also says, however, this let me share it. Continue. However, this opportunity was offered to me, and I see it as an opportunity to use my privileged position to undermine the system that put me here, who put me there. The best thing I can do is hire people who aren't white, cisgender, heterosexual men, make them equal owners,
Oh my God.
and follow their lead in making the place less white male centered than the industry standard. That's what I'm working towards, and I expect to be held accountable if I don't get there. Well, you know, boy, boy, I have a how do they say that? I have a bridge to sell you or something like that.
Yeah, I
I
have
have
a bridge in Brooklyn to sell
well,
you.
well, I'm taking it further. I have Eiffel Tower to sell you.
Oh.
You will never get there, boy. Oh,
But I
so
mean,
like I said, it's
yeah,
it's
continue.
it's it's the it's the it's the male centered thing. It's the white male centered. How do you say that? The guilt, white guilt. He's trying
But
to be sympathetic with his white guilt,
yeah,
using the
but
white guilt.
but there's something else. Again, I go back to his self-esteem. You can acknowledge that something is maybe not right, or you can be of the opinion that something is not right, but it shouldn't do anything to your self-esteem. This person is okay. Let me just give an example. I'm a lawyer. I'm proud to be a lawyer. Sometimes I talk to people who think that lawyers are scumbags and thieves. And
Aren't they all? No.
I mean, it
Just
is is
what am I doing?
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something. But I mean, whether you believe it or not, let's say you believe it, and I can acknowledge that there are some lawyers who have been convicted for doing, for wrongdoings. But that doesn't say anything about me because I know what type of person I am. So the fact that they did it doesn't mean that I have to feel bad about it. I don't have to apologize for what they did. That's the first thing. Second thing, as a lawyer, do you know what professions and I'm not doing, I haven't done criminal law in a while, but you know what professions they exercise?
Who?
The
Lawyer.
the suspects.
Oh yeah.
I can tell you a couple. I've had. I'm gonna save this for last. I've had students. I've had people who work in the hotel industry, teachers, professionals such as accountant and a ITer who basically were fraudulent, or that's what
No,
the
no
court
coffee shop owners.
said. You know what the the one I wanted to say for last is because I can go on. A youth pastor. Guys, criminals and bad people come in different shapes and form. So if you have an example, let's say you
And
know some
colors.
and color, sorry. But if you have an idea, if you think that it's not, maybe someone did something that's not right, a colleague, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't, that should not affect my self-esteem. So I can acknowledge it. I can even acknowledge, for example, let's say if something happens time and time again in my industry, I can acknowledge that there's something wrong, or that the disciplinary committee need to act more rigidly or something. But I cannot, I shouldn't feel bad about myself. And this person in his blog, because that's what it is, it's not an FAQ, it's a blog, he's basically trying to defend himself, trying to he's agreeing. So he's showing that he doesn't even respect and love himself. It saddens me to say. And the worst thing to me is that it's written down, which means that he thought about it, then he wrote it, Then he read it and probably edited it to make it seem more to make it come over more um, martyr like. It's very sad.
Yeah, man. I don't know where I have to take this one, but I think, guys, let us know in the comments what you think about this business. Will it fail? It seems like it will be. It's safe for now. They are not closing. Unlike the announcement, they announced that they were going to close, but some Samaritans came in and donated some money so it can stay open for a bit longer. Good for him. I
Okay,
think I think they could have done other things with that money, but
I think
it's
so
what it
too.
is. Wish him good luck, because luck will he need with that type of
Business model.
not only business model, attitude, and
Mentality.
vision.
Yeah.
Good, guys. As we always say here at the Double Thought Show, before we continue, wouldn't you mind to press that like button down below? Press it one time, two times, three times.
Completely free, guys. Just
It's
press it.
free. Just press it. It really helps us. Our videos get out there to other people. Recommendations. It helps us spread the word.
Yes, the gospel.
The gospel, or in socialistic terms, distribute the message
Or
through them, to leaflets, through brochures,
or
or
as they would also call it, to push the agenda.
guys. Don't forget, here at the Double Touch Show, we like if you also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Double Touch Show. Don't forget to also subscribe. We see that 95% of you guys haven't subscribed yet. I think if everyone subscribed who's watching or rewatching our videos, we would have reached that 1,000 subs
Oh.
already. Because I think, RJ, we have a goal, right?
Yes, we have a goal. We want to reach 1,000 subs by the end of June of this year. So we have approximately 4 weeks left, guys. Uh, Technically speaking, if everyone that's rewatching,
No,
we're not even talking about those watching, but those rewatching. If every single one of them just hit that subscribe button, then we would be there already. And it really helps us because when we get to the monetization goal, when we get to 1,000 subs, we can we reach our monetization goals, and by getting monetized, we can start upgrading the production of the show because this is just the start, guys. So
yeah, guys, it's just the start. Don't forget to share the videos as well with your friends, families, and share it with whoever you want to. Make sure you share it equally. Because here at the Double Thought Show, we support equal share for everyone, as long as it's our videos. And also, don't forget to share with the enemy so you can take half of their stuff while you share it
yes,
and
guys.
distract them.
Yes, yes. As KR said, guys, remember to share it. Here we share everything. Uh,
Well,
not
well,
only
whoa, 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 whoa,
not
whoa, whoa, whoa.
not 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 only the profits but the blame as well.
Speak for your half. Speak for your half.
Oh man.
Anyway, guys, since we're talking about half and a fifth, we will continue with the show. Another interesting business model we have here for you guys. This is one for the ages. This cafe definitely closed. This was the vegan restaurant with the mission of female empowerment. As they say it themselves, I'm not making it up.
Should you share it?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm building towards sharing.
Okay. Um,
I'm sharing. You're like these people who are standing there. When are you sharing? When are you sharing? Here, you have it.
I'm just saying it because at the start of the show you want it. Anyway, man, let's proceed.
That's the part of the show. I don't share that often. I don't like to. No, I'm just kidding. I share. I share with people I like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, guys. 18%. Bam for you. Bam. 18% for any man. That was the extra on the house. If you're a man, you get the man tax, basically to reflect the gender pay gap. There are a couple of rules, or were a couple of rules at this cafe in Australia, I think, right? Yeah, Melbourne. Melbourne. Handsome her is a space by women for women. It also says the house rules. House rule number one: women have priority seating. All the men get in the back of the bus. Make sure you stand because women seat get the best seats. Rule number two: men will be charged an 18% premium to reflect the gender pay gap of 2016. They went out of business in 2019. So even that, why didn't they take 2018? Was the gender pay gap a little bit less by then? I don't know. Those are questions I have no idea. I haven't really watched that gender pay gap uh, calculation because I don't know. But they also say which is that 18%. I cannot read the the writing very well, but it's which is donated to a woman's service. It's what?
Service.
Yeah, service. Okay.
Listen, listen, KR. It's either that or cervix. I really, I,
No, it's service. I know it's service. I know for sure it's service. Why you have to call it? Yo, what the heck? This is this is the way. This is why we get 18%. That's the reason.
and that's why they get nothing.
And rule number three and final: respect goes both ways. 18%. RJ, imagine. Imagine you go on a date in Melbourne. You think I'm gonna support women? I'm gonna show her the one I want to date, the one I want to go home with, the one I want to at least spend another hour with. I want to show her I like women. You go to that place. You go to handsome her. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, you have one big question. You have a bill of 100 Australian dollars.
of doing the accent. It's terrible, man.
No, I know. That's the great thing about it. So you have to pay 118 Australian dollars. What is your next move? Do you wait a minute, wait a second before I continue. So basically, do you have to? Oh, so are they suggesting you always split the bill here? This is crazy, by the way. Now that I'm talking about the scenario, I'm just thinking about it.
No, no,
Because
there's not that. No, no, they're not talking about. I think what they're saying is that they
if
they
you're a
will
solo,
they will see. No, they will see who the drink is for, and they would charge.
Mm.
So let's say there's probably someone in the store watching a man. Yes.
Beards,
Did you
beard.
just
Wait a
and
second.
that?
Wait a second. Catch this
Okay.
one. Beards, jeans, lip gloss, short hair. What should we write? Let me ask him. What do you identify as, sir? Or I'm not gonna do the I'm gonna stop there. You
Well,
guys
in this,
imagine, huh?
yeah, in this case, you know it's a man because the hair wasn't blue. I think what we can, what we can
Don't disrespect Destiny like that, man.
no, I wasn't talking.
Yo, you want beef with Destiny, man? You're on your own.
No, man, I'm not looking for
Destiny,
beef.
if you want to go come to the show, feel free to join the show. We will break down some interesting topics. Yo,
I mean,
you want the
I mean, he definitely has. I mean, he will
shut up.
definitely,
I like
he,
him though. I like him. He's a smart guy.
he will definitely bring a different take to certain things. So he definitely add a different dimension
Yeah. But
to the
continue.
conversation. But yeah, so
What will you
yeah,
do? How will you solve it?
well, you solve for X, right? They are making a distinction between man and woman. So you can just say I identify as a woman. And will you charge me the same? I mean, it's a to me, KR, that's that I will I will tell my girl, hey babe, let's buy two drinks and we'll share it. We'll just keep switching them. Let's see. Let's see who they're gonna charge.
Sir, what do you want? I don't want nothing, babe. Oh, don't call her babe, by the way. Miss, I don't want nothing. You might get a slap in the face if you call her babe. Miss, I don't want nothing.
My girlfriend.
Ma'am, what do you want? I want two drinks. I'm very thirsty. I'm thirsty for my man.
Okay. What will you have? I'll have a
A Bud Light.
Manhattan. I have I have a I have a Manhattan with I have a Manhattan, please, with two umbrellas and so that would be two Manhattans. No, no, no. It's just a Manhattan. And no, I'm also in the mood for uh, a whiskey on the rocks, please.
What the heck is this? Whiskey on the rocks? Ma'am, are you sure? Oh my god.
The things don't mix well together. Yes, I'm very thirsty. But babe,
Jesus
but then
Christ.
the okay, babe, here you go. No, no. You need to drink it first, babe. Because if I drink it, drink it, they're gonna tax me 18%. This was our first date. But I don't like whiskey. Then damn it. Suck on the ice.
Take one for the team.
But by all means, drink
Which
first. Oh my
Yo.
god.
Oh man. But hey man, it didn't last long. It crumbled.
Which
The one of the owners also chimed in saying the following: if people are uncomfortable paying it or men don't want to pay, we're not going to kick them out the door. By the way, it was, I think, voluntary, right? Something like that. Customers per week. Yeah, it was an optional upcharge. But the thing is, if you start promoting your business like that, people forget the optional part. So it wasn't really a hard man tax. It was optional.
but
Who wants to? Why
who's gonna
even say it then?
not only that, Kara, who's gonna say no in public? You know how these
No to what?
KR. You know how the
No
wait
to
these
what?
you know how these waitresses are when they come with a bill and then you get the device and then it says the amount and then you click green and then you go to the next screen where it says would you like to tip, and the waitress is looking at you in your eyes. Or sometimes they just say it, would you like to tip, sir? Now, can you imagine how they would suggest the 18% loudly for everyone to hear? Would you like to pay the 18% meal tax so we can give the money to charity, sir? How many people are honestly going to say no? So you can say it's optional, but actually it is optional. You do have the right, but how many people are actually going to say no?
You
Tell
want to
me.
hear who would say no?
Tell me.
His name starts with a K and ends with a R.
His name starts with a K and ends with a.
R. KR.
You it. I was think. I was thinking to myself, but
Yo,
get. I was.
I've if I've had bad service and I haven't tipped.
Yeah, but that's yeah. But in this case, they will say for charity. That's what I'm saying. It's not a tip for service. It's a tax because you are a man.
Yeah, I paid tax already for being a human. Now I need to pay tax, so I'm a man as well. Who you think I am?
Hey,
Hey man.
I'm sorry. I can't. I don't pay. I can't. I can't pay. I can't pay. I'd really like to, but I can't pay because it's not. It's not me. I'm not the one that's actually purchasing. I'm purchasing the coffee. It's not actually me. It's my LLC who has tax exemption. So unfortunately, I'd like to pay, but this the way my fiscal structure is set up.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. Hey, the owner also says the following. On Thursday, she explained that although the text prompted some hate from critics, it did not ruin their spirit. The abusive comments have been mostly amusing, only reinforced our views about how toxic sexism is, and great motivation for us to keep up the good work. I thought sexism goes both ways, but apparently it doesn't.
If it doesn't, then it's called something else. Anyway,
Hey man, I remove myself from the screen right now. It's too late. You
come
were too
on.
fast. Anyway, guys, this is a this cafe didn't succeed. Other in comparison to the anti-capitalist cafe, they had some money. Some people donated for this one. The gender gay pay. The gender pay gap.
Yo, you're gonna say something wild. Because I'm telling you, if you finish that sentence with the word cap, oh my god.
I don't know what you guys heard. I wanted to say gender pay gap.
What the-
There was nothing else in my mind. Anyway, I was reading and then I somehow I switched the letter. Anyway, but yeah, the gender
That's
pay gap cafe didn't succeed.
hell of a moment for your day, for your dyslexia to, to
Can-
manifest itself, man. For the first time. That's,
Yo,
anyways,
anyway, guys, let us know in the comments. Would
yeah.
you go to this cafe if it was open, and would you pay? Would you identify yourself as something else, or would you just say, "I'm not gonna pay that 18% man tax"?
Yeah.
Well, what kind of business model have you guys? And I think this is an even important one. Have you guys seen other businesses like this, or that have a special business model that don't make any sense? Put it in the comments. Let us know if you have seen others in the past or that are still operating for who knows how long they will be. But I mean, let us know. We can search it up and maybe we can talk about it. One thing for sure, when you do special business models, guys, make sure make sure that people you you break even. Just make sure you break even. Don't don't try to be fancy, dribble, do all the fancy things, and you cannot shoot a 2 pointer. You can do a alley oop or whatever. Make sure you can even cover the bases. That's all I have to say about this. RJ, do you have anything you want to say? And if not, then we can go to the recap.
Yeah. What I can say is that it goes to show. I mean, we're laughing because of the irony in all of this, but I think KR, what I realize is that a lot of people have a problem with accepting things as they are. Now, when I say accepting things as they are, I don't, I'm not saying that we should accept that things will always remain this way. But in order to move smart and in a smart way in this world, you need to understand the rules of the game. I know I forgot who it was that first said, you have to play the game to win the game. So if you don't know what the rules are of the game you're playing in, be it basketball, football, chess, or in this case, business, then you're sure to make unnecessary mistakes. Because if the people that actually train every day to, in a particular discipline, to dominate their position or their their discipline, their sport. If they can make mistakes, you as a person that's unprepared, that do not know the rules, will definitely make mistakes. You will make bigger mistakes and even unnecessary mistakes. In my opinion, these companies had, first of all, the two companies we talked about in this show, had the wrong s- corporate structure. Take it from a legal perspective, seems like they were supposed to be a foundation. They would have been better off being a foundation, asking for donations instead of payment, because then at least they could go around and ask bigger companies to donate to their cause. And bigger companies would also donate because it can help them with their tax. It can lower the amount of tax that they would need to pay. So if they believe in the cause, but then you're playing the game. The reason why it's appealing, maybe they would not buy a coffee in your place, but or maybe they would not pay $10 or $18 for a cup of coffee in your place because they do not agree with the fact that you're charging men more than women, for example. They might be willing to invest 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 in your foundation because then they can write it off depending on the state, etc., etc. So that's the first thing. The corporate structure was wrong. Uh, with regards to the rules that I've already mentioned, when you're in business, you said, KR, that you should break even. First thing I learned, at least, at least,
Okay.
at least.
Okay. Don't put words in my mouth that I didn't exactly say. So
But I've heard that from people who were in business for a long time that if you're breaking even too long, you should consider closing the store as well. Because the goal in business, so I'm not talking about a foundation, an NGO, nonprofit organization. I'm talking about a business. A business needs to make profit. At least in the first example, KR, didn't seem like the guy knew what he was talking about. The guy understood his business. It didn't seem like he knew, um, let's say, how a price is. How do you reach a certain price?
you understood this privilege, though. Privilege, though.
He understood his privilege. Well, I forgot who it was that said waste of that skin, but that's something else. I think, I think, I think it was Dave Chappelle. But the point is, the point is, prices are determined. If to determine a price of a product, you need to see what the costs are, right? The production costs, and then the overhead, and all those things, and then you would put a margin on top of it. Now, if the coffee beans, I'm just saying, for example, in a country are went up, then you would need to pay more.
Yeah, you would have to pay more. I see that something happened with RJ's connection, I think. So, guys, let us know in the comments what you think about this topic. I mean, it's amazing that people are actually running and think that they can run a business like this. It's you create your own downfall by creating a business like this, by by doing business like this. It's not healthy. Running a business is in generally very stressful. Adding this type of stress to it, where you probably know that you might not make ends meet, is not the way to do business. Also, here at the Double Thought Show, it seems like someone is not paying their bills.
Well, I I had a. It's very stupid what happened. I just didn't. I thought I had the power in, but I didn't.
God, yo, dude, what are we doing here? What
I
are
thought,
you?
but yeah, you were
You
saying
you thought that the battery was distributed equally
it was.
throughout the show.
Yeah,
You were so passionate about what you were talking about.
I was passionate. I am
But-
passionate because as a business, I have a firm of my own. I'm running it as a business. I have a law firm, but I see some lawyers who have been lawyers for a while who
You've seen some lawyers, yes. You've been running your business, right? How's that? Is your mic working again?
yes.
Yes.
So the I'm passionate about the topic because I have a business of my own, and as a lawyer, I know lawyers who are focused on the craft. Right, you're focused on being a good lawyer, but their business is they don't have their business under control, and if you don't watch out, you will become a slave to your. You will always be a slave to your business
Mm.
instead of putting the processes and people in place so you can gradually work more on the business instead of in the business, right? So you should fire yourself from various roles. But I'm telling you, KR, it's very exhausting to run a business, to actually run a business as a business owner. So if and that counts for everything. If you're selling coffee, you can be a good host, you can be a good salesman, you can be very friendly, and you can always get the upsell. But if you're not running the business as a business, then you are basically setting yourself up for unnecessary failure. That's and but the thing is, I'm passionate about small businesses. Those are all those are also my core clients. But I mean, at least try.
Yeah.
You know, it's challenging in itself. You don't need to make it impossible.
Yeah, that was basically what I was saying while you were trying to reattach um, your device to electricity.
I do have electricity, guys.
You do
Don't
have
believe
that.
KR.
Okay. Okay. Well, guys, I don't care. I'm in my mom's basement. Someone else is paying for it, right? But while you were gone for a second or two, I was just saying the same thing. Like you already have the stress of running a business. Why would you add unneeded additional stress? This is stressful. It sounds great, but you're not. Oh, by the way, you're not only only putting stress on. Well, it's not stress, not a the typical definition. So one is stress, and the next stress is another definition. Just so you guys understand, you're putting stress on both your business and on the customer because they have to make a choice. Now they have to make a choice, and the whole day, maybe think about: did I make the right choice? Are people judging me? Or you know what? I'll pay I'll pay that $6 at someplace else. Or I'll pay. I'm not. I don't want to be confronted with my choices at this moment. Make it easy for me. I'll pay the $10 and I'll go my way. But hey, man, when you're running a business, when you're starting a business, whenever you're doing anything with business, you also have to think about your customer, understanding whatever choices you made, how it will influence your customer. At the end, they are the ones who are paying, and if they are not, if they don't feel at home or appreciate it or whatever, they don't like the place, they won't come. And before you know, you have an empty cafe, and you can pack your bags and go ask for your man tax or donation someplace else.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all from
Well, yes. Thank you, KR. Guys, a quick recap of today's show. We talked about the two companies that were that their business model was noteworthy enough for the wrong reason for KR and I to talk about it. Basically, the first company is a company established in Canada, right?
Mhm.
Where the business model was where the business model was basically entailed that men should, uh, or at least that woman,
That's the second one. First one was the anti-capitalist, right?
yeah, anti-capitalist,
And the second one was man and woman surcharge. The man surcharge. That's what you're going to say, right?
which one had the seating?
The seating.
Yeah, that which one had the rule that the man had to sit? Was it the second one? The man had to sit in the back, women in the front.
Second one.
The
Second one.
second one, okay. Oh, I thought that was also the
Oh, the anarchist doesn't
anarchist.
want money. That's a
Yeah,
big difference.
yeah, the
What's it getting off
anarchist.
for free?
The anarchist was basically the concept was basically that everyone could decide first, let's say its own price, and on the FAQs he had, based on the FAQs which he used as a personal blogging page to discuss his various pains and frustrations, you can see that he was more emotional about the his project than he was rational. He was People were asking, why is your coffee so expensive? Oh, so can you imagine, KR, a guy that's he identified as queer, and he said, yeah, I'm going to come with a concept like where everyone can decide how much they would pay. And then he felt the need to actually react to the comment, oh, another white man owns a coffee shop. Those are clearly signs that he has self-esteem problems. And what he did was he he created a business model that was founded on his traumas and his low self-esteem. The thing is, when you have a business, guys, as we've talked about, especially at the beginning, your business will assume your identity, and you have to build it to a place where it will have its own identity. But if you have problems and you are traumatized, you have to make sure to not let that come over in your business. And that's what he basically did. I made a joke. I did it well. I said something, and Kara made a joke. I said something to the extent of um, something was wrong, and you asked me, are you talking about him or the business? And I told you, as within, so without. but but that's actually how things go in business, especially as a startup. If you have problems, your business runs a risk of suffering the consequences of those problems. So it's important. What did you say?
Said that's a very good point because the business will reflect you in the beginning. If you're chaotic, your business will be chaotic. If you're structured, the business will be structured. It will
Yes.
it will take your identity, and you
Yep.
hope, and that I oh that's it's a, that was a bar. That was definitely a bar. You hope to develop it so it has its own identity.
Yeah.
You can do that by hiring the right people that reflect also a certain value that you
Yeah.
want in the company. But
Yeah.
yes, continue.
Yeah. And in the second story, we talked about uh, bar restaurant in Melbourne, Australia. Uh,
Former bar and restaurant.
former, well, you're right. When you're right, you're right, KR.
RIP, RIP. What's the name? Handsome Her. RIP, Handsome Her.
Handsome her. Well, handsome her lacked leadership. And what what the problem with handsome her was that they had apparently a concept, a business concept that entailed that men should pay more. They should pay a 18% meal tax. I say should. Technically speaking, it's not should. It's incentivized uh, to to
Suckers. Oh no.
to reflect
Mm.
the alleged wage gap. You know what I'm thinking now? Just if we didn't talk about this, but if I'm earning, if my woman earns double my salary and I still have to pay more for my coffee, I mean, even if there's a gender wage gap out there, in here, I'm the victim. But anyway, it's but in 2019, oh yeah, and in that restaurant, we saw that there were certain rules. Women would get preferred seating. So if you're a man, you sit at the back, um,
No, you stand up.
or you stand up if there aren't any seats available. And when you read the rules, you could also see, as I talked about, the reflection of the inner thoughts and opinions and emotional state of the owners. It seems like they had a hate towards men.
Misandry.
Yeah, it sounded angry. Like if you're a man, you sit.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not misandry.
what did you say?
Misandry. Hate
Misandry?
against men is misandry. It's just like you have misogyny,
Misogynist? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
misandrist.
Well, yeah, okay. I just, okay. So you have the misandry and the and you could see the that emotion, that anger reflected in their whole business model. And again, we are living in a capitalistic society, and we don't care. The customers don't necessarily care about your feelings, they just care about the facts. Do I like it? Is it a good vibe? Is the price good? Etc. If you don't watch out, another example, if you have traumas and you let those traumas go in, uh, flow in your company, then your company will suffer. Now, you, because I think the couple was it a lesbian couple
Mhm.
that had the store. For them, it wasn't a problem to express hate towards men because none of them are interested in men apparently. But for your coffee shop, a sale is a sale. And you can make the choice to say, I'm going to treat men differently, or I'm going to treat a certain group differently. Doesn't have to be men, but any group. But if you do, you must realize that you run the risk of losing customers that would have purchased at your location. So sometimes people don't buy not because they don't have the money, but for the principle. I wouldn't buy a coffee where I was expected to pay 80% more than a woman, especially if I'm bringing a girl on a date. Come on.
Really?
Nope. Would you?
You're saying I wouldn't buy. I wouldn't even walk in. So
Why would I? Oh, you mean, what do you mean? You mean I would go in to take a.
I don't
No,
know what you're gonna do.
I wouldn't buy. So it's the same thing. I'm saying the same thing.
Mm.
Why would I enter? Why would I enter if not buying? If I'm not buying?
Window shopper mad at me. I think I know
You know
why.
why? Yeah. So yeah,
And
but guys, that was basically the recap of today's show. Let us know what you think as well. With that being said, guys, it's been a pleasure to entertain you once more. Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, share the video with your friends, your family, and don't forget your enemies as well. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We need that subscribership. We need it to reach our monetization goals. We see that a lot of you watch but are not subscribed. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to us. Remember to check us out as well at Double Touch Show on our socials, Facebook and Instagram. As Carol always says at the end of the show.
But I can only show you the door.
and behind that door is a logical business model. You have the choice to either choose to start a business that's profitable, or you just set everything on fire.
Yes, yes.
That's it.
All right. Let's have a healthy conversation in the comment section below. Let us know what you think and let us know what you want us to cover next. It's been a pleasure to serve you once more, and we'll see each other in the next one. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.